The creator behind the revolutionary sketch show is with me now, award-winning producer George Schlatter. So, George, we know Laugh-In, a hit. It was all about combining commentary, comedy. You accomplished that decades ago. How do you think that applies now to the presidential race?
How do you know about Laugh-In? You were a baby.
I was told about it, but it's funny.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think the presidential race is very good for comedy. I think they all are good for comedy. It'd be the first election where no one wins, you know? But anyway, how did you like it?
Well, I like the clips that I've seen from your show, but I want to let the viewers listen to some of the jokes. I don't know if you consider them jokes. That's part of what I'm going to ask you from last night. So here's Marco Rubio taking a jab at Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders is a socialist. I think Bernie Sanders is a good candidate for president of Sweden. We don't want to be Sweden. We want to be the United States of America.
So, George, I guess we'll ignore that Sweden actually has a prime minister and not a president, but I mean, was his joke effective?
Well, it's all jokes and it's too easy, you know. Jokes are very sensitive. You've got to be careful about who's doing them, that they know the art form, you know. It was okay, but it was, last night was a zoo. It was like a Monty Python race, you know. They were all running around doing, who did you believe last night? I didn't believe anybody, but it was fun to watch. It was like a three-ring circus. It was like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs with no Dopey.
No Dopey. Let me ask you this, because sarcasm is a little bit hard to transfer as well, because Ted Cruz made what I understood as a joke. It was a nod to Donald Trump, but it was just the way he delivered it. It was a little bit off. If you didn't see that part, or for viewers who didn't, here it is.
But I will say this, gosh, if you guys ask one more mean question, I may have to leave the stage.
First of all, don't worry, I'm not leaving the stage no matter what you ask me.
Good.
And second of all...
All right, so George, the crowd got that one, at least, for Rubio.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not difficult to get that. You know, these are not really sophisticated jokes. But it was strange. It was... They say that when the circus comes to town, the first ones off the train are the clowns. And I think we've proven that. Who did you believe last night? I'm sorry, I didn't believe anybody.
Well, I want to know, you are the person who many credit Nixon. You made him human, right, back in the day. Who
Yeah.
needs to be humanized the most now? Who needs your help, George?
I'll tell you who I really like is Jeb Bush. I believe him. I don't believe he's frenetic. I don't believe he's, you know, contrived. But he's a nice man. He means what he says. And I don't believe the rest of them mean it at all. I mean, it's, but it's fun to watch. It's great theater.
Well, to your point, Jeb Bush and Kasich are actually the ones with legitimately the most experience if you talk about numbers of people, numbers of constituents that they have had to look after.
Yeah. But also Jeb is somebody you believe. I like him and I love his mom. But the rest of them, I don't know. They say what's ever comfortable. They say to Donald Trump, he says, I'm going to make America great again. Now he's stumped because they say, how? And he says, well, I'll tell you when I get there. He doesn't know how. All he's going to do is get rid of 11 million Mexicans and shut out all Muslims.
Leap of faith, George. Leap of faith, I think, is what it takes there.